But first, we want to go back half a century to the American South. College and graduate students all across the South were organizing sit-ins to protest segregation and other injustices. But they didn't know each other, and a key leader in one of the established civil rights organizations thought these students should get together to learn from and encourage each other in what was often dangerous and difficult work. So the lady, whose name was Ella Baker, organized a meeting at Shaw University in Raleigh, North Carolina. Some 300 people attended that meeting, which began 50 years ago yesterday, and from it, the Student Nonviolent Coordinating Committee, or SNCC, was born. This weekend, the group is marking that half century with a gathering also at Shaw University, and we wanted to know more about it. So we've called Marion Barry. He is a member of the Washington, D.C. City Council, a former longtime mayor of that city. He was then a graduate student at Fisk University, and he was the first national chairman of SNCC. He joins us from here in Washington, D.C. Also with us is author and journalist Charlie Cobb. He's a former SNCC field secretary, and he joins us from Raleigh, North Carolina. Thank you both so much for speaking with us.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Let me ask each of you why you wanted to become a member of SNCC. Why did you go to that meeting back then, 50 years ago? Mr. Barry?
In that period, everything in the South was segregated. And also, I've studied the revolutions, et cetera, and usually it's the young students that start these kind of things. So I was at Fisk University with Diane Nash and Bernard Lafayette and John Lewis, and we were talking to Reverend Lawson had started getting us together around nonviolence in 1958. We were doing a few things. So on February 1st, when the four young men sat in A&T, we were ready in Nashville for the second Saturday. We went down, about 300 of us were arrested. It was really, we knew that there was injustices, that things were not right. And so that was that movement. It was just our time had come. And we had a strong movement in Nashville. There was a strong movement in Atlanta. And there was sort of informal competition between Atlanta with Julian Bond and Lenny King and that crowd. And Ella Baker, Dr. King, through Ella Baker, invited us to Raleigh because we were not connected. We read about each other, we hear about each other. I may know somebody, but there was no connection. And we came together to organize us. I think King had a different idea than we did. I know he did. I think Dr. King's idea was to make us the youth arm of the Southern Christian Leadership Conference. But Ella Baker, working for King now, urged us and pushed us into forming our own organization. She said, you don't want to have to spend time arguing with, these older folks whose ideas and ideology is not in tune with where you all are.